and I've been seeing recently that a woman who is clearly white passing complaining about not being accepted into a black women tournament because they said that she wasn't black.
Right.
Have you heard about this?
I did. I believe the young lady's name is BeckyJoo. She is a Twitch streamer.
I didn't even know her name, but
yeah, BeckyJoo says she's disgusted for not being allowed to play in a black women tournament of Call of Duty. Yeah, she's a Twitch streamer. She's got 62,000 followers. She tried to sign up for the competition. The interesting thing to me was the organizers' response to her, blasting this in public, because it was very matter of fact. It was very like, bitch, shut up. It was, Tommii Michelle said she didn't fit the entry criteria. She doesn't have to think about her race as a potential disadvantage or source of discrimination. It's not fair, but our world is structured in a way that benefits people that look like her and not like me. So no, she is not allowed. Becky replies, having to prove if I'm black enough, then being told I'm not black enough to play a tournament that is for black presenting women is insane. After sending family pictures, by the way, what's next? My birth certificate validating this? Which states mixed white and black Caribbean on too, by the way? Growing up as a mixed race individual was not easy, always feeling like we didn't fit in. And I think today is proof of that. I think the we is weaponized a little bit here. In another post, she shared her dismay for feeling like she didn't fit in despite her dad allegedly being 100% black and mom being 100% white. Unfortunately for BeckyJoo, this is the internet. And the internet sleuthers did some internet sleuthing. And what they discovered is that her father is not black at all. He's actually Indian. And her grandparents are two Indians. Like, they're two Indian people. They don't look black. They don't, they're not black.
Passing? Like,
No.
she looked like she could?
No.
Oh, no. What's her name?
She's white passing. She looks like a white girl. But yeah, she posted a picture of her dad. And I mean, I guess he looks black, but mostly he just looks like he got a fade. But yeah, they posted pictures of her grandparents. And you guys know that the grandparents thing is the thing now, right? Yeah. Not that you gotta have 4 black grandparents, but if you have 4 black grandparents, then you're more black than everybody else, I guess. But yeah, that girl's grandparents are not black at all. Not even kind of black. They're just old Indian people.
Brown.
Yeah, they're brown, which is a thing.
Yeah, it's fine. Nothing wrong with that, but you're not black.
But you're not black.
You're not black.
Yeah. If anything, kind of makes you Asian, which is fine too. Like, yeah, maybe they.
So do you think that if she was brown, then she probably wouldn't have been asked so many questions to begin with. She probably would have got let in. She probably could have been able to pass through, but because she's lighter, she's not able to. She doesn't get in. She doesn't get past it.
Another part of the thing that Tommii Michelle said was that there are mixed race people here. It's not about being mixed race. It's not about her being mixed. It's about her looking white, essentially. It was like, and she even went as far to say, if you don't get what I'm saying, then that's just your problem. I'm not going to keep explaining. If you don't get what I'm
saying, that is the problem.
Exactly. Which again, basically she was blackfishing. You know what I'm saying? And like, you got to imagine like what goes through your mind. For one, does she actually think she's black because she has a dark-skinned Indian father? And does she think that makes her black? Is she just uneducated in that way? Or did she know what she was doing?
She might have got bullied for it. She might have got. I mean, it's one of those things where I don't think that being bullied for having black in your family makes you black, but I definitely think that it does affect your experience growing as a mixed race person if you experience the things like let's say her and her dad are out
America.
like from America. If let's say you and your dad are at a grocery store.
No, the grocery store. You're not from America because she's from the UK.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, she's actually from the UK.
Yeah, she's from the UK. So I can imagine maybe she's like a little darker than everybody else over there. So that maybe they get on her because of that. And they mistake because, she has Indian grandparents. I've never been to the UK. I don't know exactly what part of the UK she's from. Maybe she's not from an area where there's a lot of black people, period. Yeah. So they see her grandparents and then, they start being racist towards her for that.
Yeah.
But it's not because you're black. You're not.
But a racist ain't looking at her dad and being like, "Oh yeah, he's Indian, so I'm not going to be racist to him."
Right.
They're gonna see the color. They might call him some names, and they might, she might experience that or witness that and feel some sort of, connection to it because of the harm that she's may have been caused. But I don't think that it's necessarily her experience of being like a black person necessarily. But she does align with it, having the struggles of having to deal with that. It's the same thing with like having it's a little different, but a black person, right? Who aligns with white culture, or you might act white, quote unquote, right? To whereas you might have, all four black grandparents, but if you're hanging with a bunch of white people, you might be seen as differently as somebody who doesn't do that, right?
Yeah.
I mean, but you still are black, but the way that you were received into certain places is different than somebody else who they don't know. Right, like you're the token.
Mm-hmm. Like it's not the same situation, but like think about like the Tyler situation, right? She says like in her where she's from, she said she was considered darker skinned, right? In her area, it has nothing to do with the grander scheme argument that was being made there, but like it's just perception and where you're from. At the end of the day, and then you get brought into a different community in a different light from in a different Tyler was brought into this American culture. She got taken into this American culture, and a lot of people that were darker skinned, like a lot of the people who are in the Afro beats, whether you're African, whether you're black, they really were drawn to this Tyler girl because they thought that she was black. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because of the way she sounded, the way her music sounded, and all that stuff.
Yeah, and her fan base is mostly like she has to appeal to black people. Those are the people that are going to be the ones that
spinning her music.
Yeah. So, but overall, I don't think they're wrong for denying this girl. Even if it didn't come out that her father was Indian, I still didn't think that it was necessarily wrong for them to turn her away. I think they very much had a objective and a space that they're trying to curate for.
Maybe she's just trash.
Yeah, play better next time. Nah. Or just start.
I'm assuming you got to send in gameplay, right? Like you can't just like, I want in. Like you got to have like some type of resume.
Can you imagine that's why she's actually bad at the game and they just had to tell her like, it's because you're not black.
It's because you're white.
It's because you're white.
Yeah, that's fucked up.
Yeah. Hey, it's free promotion. She's gonna talk about it. Like her being bad.
I'm sure she's gained mad followers from this. I'm sure. Like that article says she has what 61,000. Let's see where she's at right now.
Yeah, I'm sorry that happened to you, my nigga.
I ain't gonna lie. This is a white woman.
It is.
She is.
It's Becky, bro.
Yeah, BeckyJoo. Like she got the Indian name at the end, bro.
I don't want to be. I don't want to be colorist or like I don't know if it's like reverse colorist. I don't even know what it is. But if we have to question whether you're black or not, that's like enough grounds to be like this tournament isn't for you. And I'm sorry, like if you really are black, but she wasn't. But like,
we can't risk it.
Yeah, the optics. Think about the optics. This is a tournament for black women.
Yeah,
we're gonna be taking pictures. It's gonna be on a website.
Yeah, she calling everybody nigga.
Putting no cream in this coffee.
Yeah.
Like this is for black women. We're trying to make this space.
Take that
for
shit,
black
nigga.
women. And that's my thing.
That.
People need to understand that you shouldn't take up space. I was at a party and this girl was talking to me about how she enjoys Kendrick Lamar's music. White girl. She was talking about a young white girl too. She was talking about how she enjoys Kendrick Lamar's music, but she feels bad because she understands that the music isn't for her. And I took the side of this. I said, listen, it's music, it's art. You can enjoy it how you want to enjoy it, but as long as you recognize that you can't, like, you can listen to the music, but you don't align with the things that he's necessarily talking about, right? Like, you didn't grow up in Compton. Like, I didn't either, but like, there's certain things that I may align with more than you do, but that doesn't mean that you can't enjoy it.
And it doesn't mean that you can't find something else that you align with. You know what I'm saying? Not every single one of Kendrick's songs is literally, like, you know, cut and dry about one thing. I think his lyrics and his themes go a little bit deeper than that. And you could find something, even though it may not be about the black struggle or, you know, or growing up in a disenfranchised neighborhood or anything like that. Like, you could still find something else in there that you can connect with. Whether it be alcohol problems, having sex addiction problems, having trouble with loyalty, or something along those lines. Right. Like, there's something in there for you.
When Complex or another magazine does an article about hip hop, that doesn't make them a hip hop magazine. You know what I mean? It just means that they're covering the art form. You don't get to just co-opt the culture itself, because it does come from a specific type of thing. You know what I mean? And if that's not your experience, there's certain things that you can just admire it without trying to not mock, but just, you know, be it for yourself. That's not your calling, which is fine. Everyone has their thing. So I think the same thing operates in the other direction, where you can appreciate black culture, you can appreciate hip hop, you can appreciate the Kendricks, and, you know, we the same way we watch mob movies or The Sopranos and stuff. We don't get to change our name to fucking Vinny Gordani. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, no, I'm still Justin. You know what I mean? I still got to operate as a black man that just appreciates Italian culture, or, you know what I mean? Whatever brought me to this world. But when you go home, you are who you are. And I think more people should just be comfortable with that.
And be comfortable with the skin you're in and embrace the things that you are instead of wanting to be something else, you know? And that's why I think certain programming is for, you know, people who are of the age to receive it and understand that. Like, yeah, this is not to be consumed and made your identity. But I think everybody does it. I think the lines are blurred so much. I think people just kind of soak in what they can from certain programming. You know, how many times have you watched a movie and a little bit of piece of that character becomes your personality for a little bit because of how much you enjoyed it, right? I think it's just human nature that we just enjoy what we enjoy, and it just naturally, it's programming. That's exactly what it is. It's all it is. But shout out to that white woman. I hope she starts a mixed race tournament and doesn't let any black people in.
Yeah. It would only be right.
You're not mixed. I need to see 2 white grandparents and 2 black grandparents. You know? Start a mixed tourney.
Yeah. You got to have a minimum of 3 different kinds of grandparents in order to be in this tournament.
Yeah.